Season 2. Season 2. We're doing Season 2 today. Season 2, Episode 1. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. We finished Season 1 of Legend of Korra. I never thought that would happen. Not once I started this thing, obviously I knew I was going to get to the end of Season 1. But, like, when... years ago, a year ago even, I kept, like, putting off watching Legend of Korra and not watching it for a long time. And there was a part of me that was like, maybe I'm just never going to watch this damn show. Like, I'm never finding a time to do it. And now I'm finally doing it. And I got through the first season. And I'm really loving it. So yeah, it's going to be, this is great. I'm very excited. Now, I don't remember what people's opinions on all of the seasons are, so don't necessarily tell me, like, if you aren't a big fan of this season or of whatever seasons, like, you know, maybe I don't need to know that. I think, maybe, I don't know. I mean, it's up to you, but for the most part, you know, I don't love to be enjoying something and then have everyone in my comments be like, well, this is actually why the thing you're enjoying is really bad. So I don't know what people's opinions of this season that we're about to watch are, really. I'm pretty sure I've heard some people say that season 3 is often people's favorites, but I'm not sure. So we're gonna get into it. I don't know what to expect from the story. Maybe there'll be some characters that I recognize the names of. I think there are some characters' names, and I can't remember them off the top of my head now, but there are some characters' names that I've heard referenced, but I don't know who they are in the series or what their role is. But I imagine we're going to be meeting new characters, and we're getting to a new villain, because Amon is, well, Amon's dead, I think. He was blown up in a fucking boat. So yeah, we're probably going to be getting into super new territory. And I'm excited to see it. I'm curious to see how sort of smoothly it flows into the next storyline, you know? Especially since season 1 was kind of like very standalone. I wonder how nicely they're going to connect it to one another. I also wonder if we're going to be staying in Republic City or not. Because Republic City is a cool setting, and I wouldn't mind if we stayed here. But at the same time, like, there's got to be stuff out in the world other than Republic City. So would they want to go out and, like, would we want to see some other places, you know? See what's around. So I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure, though, we're probably going to be meeting Bumi in this episode. I think I saw a glimpse of him in the thumbnail, and also the end of season 1 had Bumi coming in on the ship or whatever, and we just heard him scream. We didn't hear him talk. We didn't really get much else of his personality, but it's very funny that Aang named his child Bumi, and then that ended up being the crazy child, I imagine. So I'm excited to do this. I think I've said I'm excited several times, but I am. I'm not just trying to convince myself of it. I genuinely am very excited for season 2 of this show, to see where it takes us. So yeah, we're gonna jump into it. If you enjoy these videos, please support them on YouTube as best you can. Liking and commenting and subscribing to the channel, all that stuff helps out way more than you know, and all of the little things add up. So I would love to read your comments on what you thought of the episode and what you think of my reaction to it, and like and you know, telling me bits you liked about my reaction or whatever. Like, all of that stuff really helps. It helps me know what you like, and it also helps the algorithm be able to find me. On top of that, if you want to watch more episodes of my reactions to the show and you cannot wait, or you want to watch my full-length reaction, that's all on my Patreon account. On my Patreon, we're probably quite far ahead on Legend of Korra at this point when you're watching this on YouTube, so go check it out. We probably are at least 3 or 4 episodes ahead on Patreon, maybe more. So just go check that out if you want to watch more right now. Anyway, let's jump into episode 1 of season 2 of Legend of Korra. Here we go.
6 months ago, Avatar Korra defeated Amon and the Equalists.
Okay,
Since
we're
then,
jumping
the
forward
council was
6 months.
disbanded. Announced to the Avatar, danger now threatens the Southern Water Tribe.
Okay, so Korra and Mako are an official couple. Oh my god, what the hell is that?
Sir?
Oh, it's a spirit creature, I imagine? I imagine. Book 2, Spirits! Oh, that's right! Rebel Spirit. Okay, I forgot this book was called Spirits.
Fan favorites, the Fire Ferrets are about to take on hot newcomers, the Rhino Lion.
Okay, Fire Ferrets is still up.
The last match was garbage. Well, mister, he comes out fighting. So, let's get out there and bend like there's no tomorrow. Are you with me?
Oh no! It's only Berlin? Oh, that's sad. The other two quit or are doing other stuff. Or are they just filling in? That's pretty cool. Creating a smoke screen with water steam. Nice! That is sick! Oh my god. That's legit. Okay, so is Mako a cop now? Okay, Asami's flying planes.
These planes are finally ready to ship.
Rhino in the room, but since your father
Elephant
was
rhino in the
prison,
room.
no company will work with us.
I'm going to the South Pole to meet with someone who can help us put future industries back on top.
Okay. Don't tell me this. We're gonna have Asami in a quite a depressive state, I think, for a while. Okay, your airbending's going well, Korra. Oh man, she's using the Avatar state to win battles? She's got good control of it, actually.
Not to mention that you're still a long way from mastering airbending.
I have mastered airbending. Punch, punch, punch!
Punch, punch, punch. That's all that airbending's about.
Looks pretty good to me. From now on, it's 24/7 boomy time.
Hopefully, our visit to all of the air temples will give you the inspiration you need to delve more deeply into your studies.
Lightning bolts? That doesn't make any sense. You don't make any sense!
Oh my god.
Yep, there's vacation tenzin. And you can't stop me from going to the festival. Mom already invited me.
Oh my god.
Looks like you had some car trouble.
Oh my
Good
god.
thing the police are here.
Marco, you're so
Did you
lame.
write that beforehand?
Yeah, I had a few others.
Oh my god, Marco.
I'll use that next time. Beifong says if I keep it up, I can make detective soon.
Oh, that sounds so
Damn.
fun. Of course you take his side.
I'm not taking his side.
I'm gonna take a walk.
Aw. Korra's got
Why
a...
is it so much easier to bust triads than it is to get through one conversation with my girlfriend?
Yeah, Korra's got a very fragile ego.
Your father doesn't bring you to visit nearly enough. He's probably scared I'll beat him up like when we were kids.
I'm not scared of you anymore.
Good line
Remember,
reading.
Mako? No, they came to greet them.
Ooh.
That's Eska and Desna, the chief's children. Desna is a guy.
Oh,
Oh no, sure
Cool.
I do that.
which one? Yep.
Tonrock?
Brother.
Brother, okay. What's his name? Have they said his name yet? I was ready to write it down and they haven't said it.
Now it's just a chance to watch some rube try to stick an entire Arctic hen in his mouth.
Aw. Hey, don't call him out like that.
Some traditions have purpose.
Wait, spirits are attacking ships?
Right.
You can give her all the training she needs.
So you've said.
Okay.
I'm glad you came with me to this meeting. Varrick is one of the richest men in the world and
Varrick.
he controls the entire
I have heard
global
that
shipping
name.
business.
Man, this is nice. I gotta get into this whole business thing.
Is this Varrick?
It looked like you were just sitting on a pillow.
Well, why didn't anyone tell me? Now I look like an idiot. Swami, you're fired.
Oh my gosh. I can't tell if I like him or
I
not.
like you brought your tiger shark with you to do business, huh? Now that's moxie. You're gonna love this.
Cool. Is this the first instance of
Mind-blowing, right?
films?
The past! Shut it off, Julie! Imagine watching.
Oh my god. Hello. Hello.
We got a deal!
Damn. That's all it takes.
Who wants a rocket boat ride?
Okay, this guy's a bit crazy. But he's a character.
Usually goes?
Aww.
You are a natural assistant.
That's so cute.
My decision, Dad, not yours or Tenzin's.
Looks like someone's trying to take
Ruh-roh.
your place as the Avatar.
On Tenzin, you know, he's always been sensitive.
I'm not sensitive.
As your
Katara
chief,
could
it
give
is my
Korra some
honor to
wisdom,
speak at
surely.
this festival.
Chief Unelaq, everybody. Always great to have him in town. Now,
U-
let's have some
Unelaq?
fun with wacky wooshoos dancing otter penguins.
Nice. Seems pretty cool. I'd see it. Alright, they're still in their honeymoon phase, I guess. Kinda.
Wish me
Or
luck.
maybe they're just a happy couple.
Making my move.
Point of origin.
Perhaps it would be interesting to spend time with the person whose ways are so rough
It-
and uncultured.
Is that Aubrey
Excuse
Plaza?
me. I will make you mine.
You mean like a
Or not.
boyfriend or like a slave?
It sounds like Aubrey Plaza.
Yes. Win me prizes.
Tenzin thinks I'm his prisoner, or one of his kids. I'll never finish training with him in charge.
Oh, don't waterbend, Korra.
Now you want me to tell you what I think? Make up your mind.
Just forget it.
End of every conversation, she's gonna be storming away from you. This is the sort of person Korra is. Oh my god. A spirit? Holy shit! Holy shit! This is scary. What the hell?
Got it! Don't
Damn. Damn, look at this thing. Oh, alright, it was a good try. Oh.
What have we done to offend you?
Oh. Oh no. The Avatar state, okay. It's a bit risky. Careful if you die. Oh. I mean, it's pretty awesome to see her have control of the Avatar state. Oh. Oh. What is... Oh, okay. Unelaq. Okay, so this is the way to subdue spirits, I imagine. Oh, what the heck? Wow.
The air temples will teach her nothing. Only I can give her the training she needs to be a complete avatar.
This is tough. This is a tough
I've
situation.
told you that will not happen.
Yes, but both of you were powerless against the spirit attack.
It's true.
I think it's time I had a new teacher.
Now, Korra.
Unelaq has proven he's the only one who knows what
I feel
need to
bad for
learn.
Tenzin though. Oh.
It has been a pleasure serving you,
Oh, Tenzin.
Avatar Korra.
Oh, poor guy.
I think you forgot a couple of things.
Yeah, come on,
Mother, I
Katara,
think
give
I
us some
need
wisdom.
Time alone with my family right now.
Besides, I think it's important that you all visit your father's home together.
That line about the siblings is really
on,
sad,
it'll be
knowing
fun.
Sokka's no
I'm
longer
dying
around.
to see that laid-back vacation.
I love you, Mom.
Oh.
See you soon.
Do you think I did the right thing?
I don't know.
She's also constantly
Sorry,
looking for
I'm not
approval
very
from
good at this
Mako.
Avatar counseling thing.
Now it is time to put it behind you and begin your new training. I have great plans for you.
The music was a little too ominous there for me. Oh no, what does that mean? Okay, I have a lot of things to talk about from this episode already, but I first just want to say, yep, that is Aubrey Plaza's voice as Eska, which, I mean, I immediately recognize her voice. So that's great. I mean, I think I've also been rewatching Parks and Rec a lot recently. It's been like, you know, I rewatch shows all the time, and just lately, like while I'm eating, I'll put on an episode of Parks and Rec, and I absolutely love April, which is a character Aubrey Plaza plays. I absolutely love April, and so I've been listening to her voice a lot, and as soon as it came up in here, I was like, nope, that's her. That's awesome that she's in this show. I hope that character, I don't imagine that character will be a common character in the show, but I hope she at least comes back a few times so I can see that all of that stuff happen. I mean, honestly, if they go further into the Bolin and what's her name, Eska, Bolin and Eska thing, I'd be happy with that. Okay, so what to start talking about? What should I start with? Let's start with just the fact that this is called Book 2 Spirits. So I had forgotten what the books were called. I actually kind of forgot that it wasn't just like Book 1 Air, Book 2 Earth, you know, because Korra already knows, like, the Avatar The Last Airbender, the seasons were named after the elements that Aang was learning at the time. So it started with water, then went earth, then went fire. There was never an air season because he started the series having mastered air already. In this series, she has mastered earth, water, and fire already before the series starts. And so when we had the season 1 air, it's going through her, you know, she hasn't mastered air yet, but she's getting there. But now we're out of elements. Like, that's unless we have a season that's called metal, but I don't think so. So if that's the case, we're kind of down to we got new naming conventions of the seasons, unless what Unelaq did at the end there would be called spirit bending, in which case she would be bending spirits, and that's why it's called spirits. This season is her learning to spirit bend, maybe. So it's all very interesting, just the whole idea of this season, because honestly, like that spirit, that was like a monster scene. I didn't expect that. I thought we would get more human enemies, and that's where I'm coming to a theory of mine. Okay, now Unelaq, I think they know, the show creators know that we find him suspicious, and I think they're making us do that, obviously, because Unelaq is this opposing force. He comes in, he's a little pompous, and he is opposing the two authority figures in Korra's life, which is Tenzin and her father. Now, these two authority figures being opposed to Unelaq, what that does is tells us as the viewers that he's sketchy, because we as viewers sort of see Tenzin especially as the voice of reason, right? But it also serves to make Korra's character push away from it, because if there's anything that she's gonna do, it's go against her authority, because that's the kind of person she is. And also, kind of rightly so. I mean, I think Flora, that's not her name, Korra, is a very flawed character, obviously. And when I say flawed character, I mean that even in, like, it's even more than just a complex character. A complex character has some flaws. I think a flawed character is one whose flaws are so abundant, like you can't really ignore them. Everyone can see them. But some people just straight up don't like flawed characters. They like simple characters, or they might like complex characters, but they might not like flawed characters, because some people will struggle to empathize with them. Some people will think that, like, the bad things that are happening are like their fault, so they deserve them and stuff like that. It's all a matter of perspective. I tend to look at these shows from a few different perspectives. One of those perspectives is as a person who is very big into the idea of reformation. I love the idea of people redeeming themselves, and I think that people, you know, I also am like a positive enough person that like I generally don't think people deserve suffering even if they make mistakes, you know. And I don't tend to get too angry at fictional characters, just in general. Like I don't tend to get too worked up in my anger towards a fictional character. That's just not an emotion that is fanned a hell of a lot. It doesn't, not to say it never happens. I can definitely remember moments when I have gotten angry at fictional characters, but for the most part, the characters that I've gotten angry at are characters that are so despicable and meant to be hated that it's all just part of the you know, the charm of the whatever. So Korra, being such a flawed character, is a character that I still really enjoy. Now, if we're going to confront my own biases, just straight up, and I'm going to be completely honest, because I don't want to make it seem like I am a perfect media analyzer and interpreter. I'm confronting my own biases. Korra is a female character, and she's got a relatively attractive design, and she is like a cool, powerful woman, you know? Like, that's the type of character that I generally enjoy a lot in this type of media. So because of that, I'm gonna be way more forgiving of her than most people will be, because that's my own biases. I don't care that I'm biased about that. I enjoy the show probably more because of that. So I'm probably not gonna change that, but I do want to put that as an asterisk on basically everything that I say, so that you guys can see the perspective that I'm coming from when I'm discussing this show. So Book 2 Spirits. That brings me to my theory. Sorry, I got off on a huge tangent there, and I do that all the fucking time. So they clearly were making us think that Unelaq is fishy, right? So I don't think this is a crazy out there theory, and this might be exactly what the showrunners are wanting me to think at this time, but this also might be the truth. I think that the idea of spirits being the big baddies of this season is cool, but I don't think it's the sort of thing that's going to stick. I think spirits being the big baddies kind of gives the entire thing like a faceless vibe. Like, I don't see it being Avatar's MO to kind of, like, for example, be in a final battle that is just fighting a big monster, which I imagine a spirit battle would be, you know? Because oftentimes, most spirits that, like, especially if they look like this, aren't going to be talking a whole lot, which I think from a TV show perspective isn't going to be super interesting, unless we came across someone like Ko the Face Stealer, or when hold on Wan Shi Tong. this guy, unless we came across characters like that where they are spirits. I believe Wan Shi Tong is a spirit. They're spirits, but they do have like distinct personalities and all that, and you know, you can reason with them, you can talk with them. Then maybe that would be a kind of big bad of the end of the season. But I think what is more likely in my mind is spirits are being agitated or controlled by someone else. Someone or something is disturbing them, and it's not what they've introduced us to. Because this character, Unelaq, just came in and immediately said, hey, because this festival is just being like a dumb, stupid festival, you're not doing the things the right traditional way, and because of that, spirits are attacking. And then there's a spirit that attacks, and Unelaq has the exact thing to be the only one to save the day. It reminds me a lot of what there's a few series that do this. Is it Incredibles does it, right? In the Incredibles, Syndrome, is that the name of the villain? Syndrome creates enemies so that he himself can defeat the enemies in front of everyone. And Mysterio in Spider-Man, you know, creates these villains so that he can be the one to defeat them, so everyone sees him as the hero. That's the vibe that I feel like could be going on here, is Unelaq is creating, or either creating these spirits or controlling these spirits or agitating these spirits, knowing full well he's the only one who can stop them, making him look like the good guy, getting him to get what he wants, and also putting him in charge of the Avatar's teachings. But I don't really know what his end game would be there. Another possibility is that there is some other force out there that is doing something that is agitating spirits, like an army, you know, attacking a certain thing or whatever. And that's what's making the spirits angry. I don't imagine the festival is what's doing it. Obviously, the idea of there being traditions that aren't being upheld, like that, maybe, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel like that's what the spirits would be like to me, that they would really care that much about a festival. But I don't know. I think spirits are also, I mean, this is a weird thing to say, but I think the spirits are also kind of dumb in the Avatar universe, just in a way. Like, they don't have all of the knowledge that you would expect. Like, they're not all-knowing, because for example, the panda spirit thing that Aang came across in Avatar: The Last Airbender, when it was destroying that entire village, and it was like getting angry because its forest was destroyed, and Aang was like, look, there's all these acorns, your forest will grow back. And that was enough for the panda to be like, hey, maybe things will be all right, and go back. But it's like, obviously, you know, that's putting stuff into perspective for the panda spirit, but at the same time, like, surely you knew that, panda spirit, that your thing would grow back eventually. So it makes me think that the spirit is immature. The spirit is not all-knowing. The spirit is kind of dumb a little bit. So maybe a lot of spirits are dumb. I don't know. I have no idea. Or at least they don't have the same understanding of humanity that humans do. So that just because they misunderstand humanity, they lash out. I don't know. So Varrick is a new character in this series, and I've heard that name before, and he is a very eccentric character. I feel like he's going to be a big one. He's going to be a big character just because, like, he's super interesting. Or maybe he's just a character that's sort of like a fan favorite, but he's not in the show much. I don't know, you know? He could be the cabbage guy of this thing, but I don't think so. I think because he sounds like he's going to be investing in future industries, he probably is going to stick around for a bit. I do really like his introduction though, where he's got his eyes closed, everyone's around him, he's going like, hey look, I'm levitating, like, wow, look at me levitating, and everyone's like, ooh, wow. And then Bolin's like, you're not fucking levitating, you're just sitting on a pillow, and everyone looks towards him. I like the sort of misdirect there, where when you come in, it feels like, oh, this guy's a scam artist or something, you know? Or he's a hypnotist. Or he's surrounded by yes men, you know? And I think he is kind of surrounded by yes men, probably. But the first thing I thought was, like, he's lying to these people or manipulating these people in some way. But then when that happened, he was like, wait, for real? I wasn't floating? Why didn't anyone tell me, you know? And so it immediately makes this character switch to, oh no, he's just kind of a dumbass, which is much more interesting and fun. So I'm curious about that character going forward to see where that goes. I think the Avatar State stuff is interesting because the Avatar State, it's kind of scary now that it's in Korra's hands, because she is so stubborn that she is just gonna kind of use it, you know? Like, when she thinks she wants to use it, she's just gonna use it. Aang didn't even know really how to get himself into the Avatar State, so he didn't. a lot of the time. And he also, once he found out about it, was kind of scared about the Avatar state, so he wouldn't do it on purpose anyway most of the time, you know? But Korra isn't scared of it at all, and people keep telling Korra not to use it, which just makes her want to do it more, because that's who Korra is. So it's kind of scary because she is using it quite a bit. But I'm excited to see her character development, you know, because I know the writers know these flaws as they're writing them. They're not just like writing a character like this, not knowing that she's coming off as like bratty, you know? She is coming off as bratty. She also does kind of have a point. She's being very controlled in her life, you know? Now, she's not going about making her point the right way, but how could she? She probably wasn't taught properly how to make her point the right way. She has been very sheltered from other people for her entire life, so she's not good at speaking to people. Shocker. But yeah, she is like constantly being told what to do by other people, and her opinion is constantly dismissed. And so I think she actually doesn't have, she is stubborn, but also doesn't believe in her own opinion, which I think is why she's seeking validation constantly from Mako. Mako doesn't know what to do around her because he feels like he's constantly walking on eggshells. He's trying to support her, but at the same time, I think he doesn't completely agree with what she's doing entirely, but he doesn't want to presume to know what the best thing to do is. So he's sort of like riding this line on the middle, and she wants him to take a side, one or the other, but he knows that if he takes a side, probably he might take the opposing side to her, and if he does that, she's just going to be even more mad at him, so he's in a complex situation. So yeah, that all that stuff is crazy. I wonder where we're going to go with Asami in this season, because Asami in the first season, a big part of her was like through her relationship with Mako and the jealousy that spurred off of that. So now that we have gotten to the point where Mako and Korra are together, okay, we're at that point now. Asami and Mako are no longer together. So we also haven't really seen Mako and Asami talk to each other at all, right? But she still talks to Bolin at the very least. So they haven't cut ties with one another completely. But we don't know. I feel like there's some tension there, and maybe deservedly so. It's gonna be awkward, but I wonder what her role is gonna be in the season. I imagine they're focusing hard on this future industries thing. Like, I guess I hope now she's sort of defined by her own character. Not that I think necessarily she was entirely defined by the relationship beforehand, but I do think it could get to that point where she would have been if they kept writing it in that way. So yeah, now I hope to see her do some cool things moving forward. Korra and Mako's relationship, I still don't know. I don't know. I have no idea, because I think they like each other. But I mean, they like each other for sure. But I wonder how good they are for each other, you know? And like just the whole way that their relationship was handled in the first season, not really a fault of the writers. Relationships can be messy. Sometimes it isn't as simple as doing everything the right way. Sometimes relationships start in weird ways and stuff. So I don't know. The point is, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. I still don't know how I feel. I don't know if I'm ever going to know how I feel about their relationship. I am fine with it. But at the same time, maybe I feel like there's still something missing. They still have to sell me on it in one way or another, and I don't know how they could do that. But what I do know is, Jesus, this has been a long discussion, I feel like. Has this been one of my longest discussions of this show? I think so. I could probably talk for even longer if I wanted to, but I probably shouldn't. So I'll wrap this episode up there. I hope you enjoyed it. Please support the video. If you stuck around for this long, for all of this discussion, thank you so much. But I also do hope you support the video. Liking, commenting, and subscribing. I think if you stuck around this long, you probably enjoyed it at least a little bit. So please help support the channel. And my Patreon account has full-length early access and exclusive videos. You can get many more episodes of Legend of Korra on my Patreon account right now. You don't even have to wait. You can just jump on there right now, and there's a bunch more episodes. So go check it out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.